everyone, and welcome to today's video. So this video is actually going to be kind of like a part 2 to a previous video I've done. I, a few weeks ago, did a week of low-calorie, high-protein breakfast ideas, and today's video is going to be a week of low-calorie, high-protein lunch ideas. I'm going to take you through my week, show you everything that I have for lunch this week. This is 5 low-calorie, high-protein, and plant-based lunch ideas. Let me know which one looks the best to you, which one you want to try first. And if you'd like to see more parts to this series, so maybe like a week of snacks or a week of dinners or a week of desserts or whatever you may think of, let me know in the comments and I can definitely do that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let's get started. Okay, it's time to make day 1 lunch of the week, and I was planning on making some sort of like taco rice skillet situation, but I realized that my dad ate all the rice that we have, so we're gonna switch it up and do something different. I'm gonna make some sort of bootable, I think, chickpeas, black beans, some sweet potato, tofu, some other veggies. We'll see what we come up with, but let's just do it. So starting off, I have this giant sweet potato, which I cut a small piece of, and then I microwaved that for about 3 to 4 minutes just so it was soft. And I took some tofu and I cut that up into cubes. And then I preheated a pan to like medium-high heat, and I cooked that in some apple cider vinegar. And then I added some chickpeas to that and some black beans, and then I added frozen corn and frozen peas, and then I mixed that up first, and then added some paprika and cumin for a little bit of like taco flavor. I also added some garlic salt. And while that was cooking in the pan, I took some spring mix and I transferred that onto a plate, and then I added my cooked sweet potato, and then I added the tofu bean pea mixture when it was ready, and then I added some salsa for extra flavor, and that was it. Okay, day 2 of a week of high protein, low calorie lunches, and today we're going to be making a Greek salad. So I'll show you all the ingredients that I have. So I have some romaine lettuce, red onion, chickpeas, dill, garlic salt, apple cider vinegar, some olives, lemon juice, peppers, cucumber, chives, and tofu. Now let's assemble everything. The awesome thing about this recipe too is there's no cooking or baking or anything like that involved, so it's very fast to put together and it's going to be delicious. Also, I forgot, for this recipe I also have some cherry tomatoes, and I just picked these from my garden. I think that this will be the last of the cherry tomatoes from my garden. That's why they're so green, but I'm still gonna eat them and they're still gonna be delicious. For the Greek salad, I took some romaine lettuce and chopped it up, and then I added the, essential Greek salad ingredients. So I did some red onion, some tomatoes, chickpeas, cucumber, of course. I did some red pepper because the red peppers are my favorite out of all of the peppers. And then I added some tofu again, and I kind of like finely chopped it into big chunks in replacement of feta, but you can totally leave it out. I also added some olives because I do love olives now. And then for the dressing, I did some lemon juice and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and then some dill and garlic salt. And then I poured it over top the salad, and it was perfect. Okay, so next up I'm gonna make some oat flour bread to hopefully have like a sandwich or something like that for lunch tomorrow, or I don't know, however I want to use it, but let's try this out. So for this oat flour bread, I used oat flour, obviously, and I did about 300 grams of that. I did end up doing about half the recipe, or like half of what the recipe said to do, so maybe that's why, spoiler alert, this didn't work out like exactly like bread, but I think it was good. It was okay. So I did some oat flour, baking powder, baking soda, water, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and then I mixed that up for so long to create this type of dough. This is kind of the consistency you're looking for. And then I put it into a loaf pan lined with parchment paper, and then I baked that for about 40 minutes at 350 degrees, and it turned out pretty good. Not too bad, I would say. So after baking it for about 40 minutes, this is how it's looking. Obviously it didn't rise very much, but I'm hoping that the taste is good and the texture. So we'll see once I try it later. Okay, welcome back to the next day of this video. I believe it's day 3, and today we're going to be making a super simple stir fry. And really, when I make a stir fry, all I use is frozen veggies, a protein source, which today is going to be tofu, and then soy sauce. And sometimes I'll add like a sweetener like maple syrup or some stevia, but today I'm going to stick with the soy sauce, and I'm going to add some peanuts in there as well. So let's make it. So whenever I make a stir fry, I always start out with my protein source, which is usually tofu, and then I add any vegetables that I have. So I had frozen carrots, green beans, cauliflower, and broccoli, and then I add some soy sauce, topped it with some peanuts, and there you go. Okay, so day 4 lunch, we're gonna make a sandwich with the oat bread that I made. So I'm gonna toast it and we'll see how it is. Okay, so I toasted a slice of the oat flour bread that I made, and these are the toppings that I put on there: some tofu, cherry tomatoes, and avocado. And I had it with a side of baby carrots, and I also sprinkled some salt on top. And this was actually pretty delicious. I really enjoyed this. And the last recipe for today's week of lunches is actually going to be something that we're going to be meal prepping together today. And it's going to be sweet potato fajita bake sort of thing. So it's going to have sweet potatoes, some onion, peppers. I'm going to add some tofu for protein, some taco seasoning, and we'll see what else we add. So here are the ingredients I have first, and I'm sure I'm going to add some more, but I got some tofu, sweet potato, red onion, red pepper, and some taco seasoning. We're going to add this to a baking sheet and bake it until it's nice and crispy and delicious. And lastly, for our fajita bake, I started off with my tofu, which obviously, as you can tell from this video, I do love tofu. So I cubed this up again and then added this onto a baking sheet. And then I chopped up my sweet potato. It was kind of like into slices. It wasn't chunks. You can do your sweet potato however you like it. And then I added the rest of the ingredients for this recipe. So it was like red onion and some red pepper. You could also add garlic, but I didn't. I should have. Then I took my taco seasoning, which was about a quarter of this bag that I had left, and I just sprinkled that all over the baking sheet. Okay, so this looks amazing. I'm gonna put it in the oven for 40 minutes now and allow the potatoes to roast, the tofu to get crispy, and everything to absorb the taco flavor.